Okay, we'll bring you to today's topic is the top actions Congress must take to help America reach its full potential. This is just a basic idea on how we can improve America. America is a good country, but right now we are slacking severely, and our leaders aren't doing anything. They rather argue and play political games than help their people. This is just some ideas. And I might back up a little bit. It's like it's a little echoey. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so first, the biggest thing that Congress can do as they do control the finances of the U.S. government is stop the growth of the national debt. The national debt is a big problem to Americans, mainly because the endless borrowing that's been going on since, I want to say, World War II, where we've never paid off the debt, puts a backdoor tax known as inflation on the American people. This is why people, even though as hard as they work, it seems like they can't get ahead because the inflation tax is always hitting them. In some cases, people don't even realize it. It's one of the biggest issues to America today. So one idea, well, a few ideas I have. I believe Congress should pass a law that ends Federal Reserve borrowing, means the U.S. government cannot borrow any more money from us. I mean, they cannot borrow at all. Hold up one second. I think I have to fix the echo problem. Not the sound. We'll just go with it. Um, no, see if I can alter it. I can't alter it once I start it. Okay, but anyway, but yeah, that's a big thing. Ending the Federal Reserve from borrowing. Basically, we stop borrowing money, we pay off debts, the dollar goes stronger, which means people can just basically save money and actually pay for things without having to invest in the stock market. I mean, you still can invest, but it just makes it easier if you just want to save money, pay for things with cash. Makes life a lot easier. Will be a big improvement. Also, mandate rigorous audits. One big accomplishment of the Trump presidency this second time around is he showed how much waste is in government. We already knew it was waste in government, but some cases I think it's actually fraud where people, especially nonprofits, are stealing from the American taxpayer, and it's been going on so long that nobody cares. Also, they should hold contractors accountable, people that we're paying, make sure they're not overcharging the government, causing more debt and stuff like that. If we're paying for proper quality work, if that's what it costs, that's what we'll pay, but no overcharging or undercharging, just paying the fair price. Another thing would be better investment in the children, the youth, future American citizens, is by optimizing learning. One big thing we know for sure, having boys and girls in the same classroom actually hurts the boys, and it takes away the boys' attention span from learning, and they're thinking about the girls instead of for learning. So just like they do in other places, separating the boys from the girls will actually improve the boys' learning process in school. Also, teach through action. What that means is not just having people just read and memorize, but also application. Everything that is taught has to have an application portion where they show they actually learning. Reading and writing is very important, but you also need to be able to apply. That's the biggest problem that even adults have is applying. You have college students graduating college with several degrees and they can't apply anything. Okay? And when it comes, going back here, sorry, went too fast. Okay, going back, also with elementary schools, starting from kindergarten up to the fifth and sixth grades, teaching life skills. Unfortunately, young children aren't learning these things in a home, so it'd be something to teach them, and I believe they will enjoy doing, especially very young kids. They are at the learning stage where they want to learn, where they can be testing as basic hygiene, household management, how to wash clothes, such as you have maybe a kid that can't wash his clothes at home. He can wash them in class, bring his clothes in, or just the clothes that they have. Well, no, not the clothes that they have on, but just clothes that they have. They can wash them at the school, or just better said, tips if they don't have much money. Like if you don't have a lot of money, but you need to wash your clothes. Bleach and water, you can get color bleach so you don't mess up your colored clothes, and at least that it'll just keep your clothes pretty clean. They will have that bleach smell to them, but at least they'll be clean. That's the basic thing. And also using bleach to just clean a house. If all you can afford is a $2 bottle of bleach, mix it with water, and you can clean a home with that. Okay, it's gonna smell like bleach and it's gonna be strong, but the house will be clean. Just basic skills like that due to lack of parenting. Especially we have an epidemic of people having children but not raising them, not teaching them anything. So unfortunately, it'd be a good thing, especially at the elementary age where kids want to learn and they want to learn how to do things. Next, this just kind of goes back, and also just to stay on the elementary thing is also teaching young children emergency procedures, basic first aid, how to dial 911, and a big thing that young kids need to understand is stranger danger awareness, especially online. A lot of kids are online nowadays, and they need to understand what are the dangers and that you should never meet nobody that you met online. Adults need that training as well, but mostly children. Staying with education. Also, when kids are in high school, it would be nice if it was made it mandatory that if juniors and seniors in high school have jobs that count towards education credit. That way, if the kids, say if they work, they go to school 8 to 12, and then after 12 o'clock they leave school and they go to a job and work the job, that should also be pushed. That way when they graduate, they know how to get a job, know to work a job, but also they've been working, so I think it'll make them choose better in degrees when they go off to college and stuff like that. And also, I know colleges state that they are private institutions and the government cannot control what they push. But if the college is receiving any type of government funding, or the student is receiving government funding via the student loans, then whatever degree that the student is going to college for, the tuition should match the job. For example, if you're going to be a school teacher, you should not be charged $80,000 a year when the person is just going to be a school teacher. They should not be charged that much. When it comes to what degree you get. Okay, so say if a person wanted to study African American studies, then that person can only get an associate's degree in African American studies. They have to choose something different for a bachelor's. You have to be, even if it's teaching, you have to go into teaching or engineering. A lot of African Americans did go into engineering and over the years and stuff like that. So African Americans have proved that they can do more than liberal arts. That it has been proven without lowering standards. Okay, next. This switches away from education into crime. We need to reaffirm the value of human life. The value of human life worldwide is significantly low at this. What I mean by that, when a person murders another person, is seen to, just put the person in jail, or they have mental health. No, it needs to show that this person has done something that is against our society, something that our society does not put up with and will not put up with on there. So Congress will pass a law, say if a case of a person commits what's called capital murder or murder with intent, well, 100% be sure this person did it. There were people around, people saw it, we know this is the person that killed this person. They didn't like them for whatever reason, or they just lost it one day and decide they're just gonna go shoot people. Then that person should receive capital punishment, and it shouldn't be where they're on death row for a year or 2 years, or like 20 years, 30 years. Within 365 days, the capital punishment would be carried out. And this would show people that the crime of murder would not be tolerated in the United States. They do this in other countries, and their murder rate is significantly lower than it is in the United States. Also, Congress would need to look at white-collar crimes. In cases where people commit white-collar crimes, it's usually they're not punished severely. Like you have a person that steals from a company or steals pensions from the elderly, say they get millions of dollars and they only have to do 3 years. They end up doing 1.5 years getting out for time served. and they still get the money. In some cases, the money they say is not retrievable, which the person just hid it, or it's with other family that have the money. So it's not punished to where it deters it. So I believe having labor camps for white collar criminals digging ditches to nowhere or something where they have to work off of it, cleaning buildings, cleaning out government buildings, demolishing buildings, stuff like that, but a labor camp where they're working 16 hours a day to pay their debt to society and to the person that they stole from. Also, this is something that's been said for years. The U.S. infrastructure has gotten older and it needs rebuilding. I believe they're just going to wait till it's completely crumbling and then do a national rebuilding of America program. It has to get really bad. But that's something that Congress can push to, a real true push to rebuilding America, its bridges, its roads, tearing down old government buildings, also dilapidated buildings such as like in Baltimore that are torn down. The government can say, you need to do something with this building or we're going to take it. We cannot have these abandoned buildings here. They're a blight. They lower the property down in these communities. These people in the communities cannot buy it out. You are causing problems in this community, especially if the person doesn't live in the community who owns the building. That would not be tolerated in Beverly Hills, so it should not be tolerated in East Los Angeles on it. And also, prison labor can be used also in the rebuilding of the infrastructure. It would teach prisoners that are rehabilitatable, which means they just need to learn job skills, hard work ethic, instead for just sitting around playing cards all day. And also they can learn minimum wage, they can earn the minimum wage on it, or get time off for doing their work. A lot of prisoners would do that. Okay. Then also it could be part of a federal jobs program as well for unemployed people. Where unemployed people, they'll go work for the government, taking care of government property. But I know a lot of people will think that, well, people become dependent on this job. No, they won't, because you'll get minimum wage and you'll never get a raise. So most people, they will go away from it. They'll just use that as a catch job while they're looking for work and then go, such as cleaning the streets, maintenance, taking care of the community, something that America needs. That'd be a great program. Keeps people from just sitting home, just collecting a check, which we have a problem with in America with that. Okay. Yeah, it also, this just talks about, this next slide just talks about brings dignity. When people are working, especially with men, it makes them feel better. Being of use to the community, it'll make them feel a lot better. And everybody does, especially people in jail. When they just sit around in jail all day, it makes them lazy. So when they get out, they don't know what to do. They haven't been working in 2 to 3 years. So they come out, they have no job training, no skills. So what are they going to do? Go back to being a criminal. Also, currently right now, the government is in a shutdown, but Congress gets paid. A law needs to be made that during all government shutdown, Congress does not get paid. This would show great strength in Congress. This would be a very hard law to pass, but I believe because the government shuts down, because the lack of Congress showing true leadership, then Congress should not get paid. Again, because the government shut down due to lack of leadership means you don't get paid because you failed to lead. That's a very simple law that gets passed. And you'll be back paid just like everybody else. Or maybe not back paid at all. Okay. And lastly, just to go through, America just needs a wake-up call. Our country's in a lot of trouble. Some people believe everything's fine. They live in the clouds. They don't want to know. They don't want to know the problems. We do have a lot of problems coming. Well, they've been here. If it wasn't for credit, I believe America would have fallen. The credit's getting harder, it's getting more expensive, and I just feel like a big crash is happening. So these are just some ideas I think that could help America. All right, thank you.